Eh. Yes. Oops, that's not the one I want. Okay, some shit is going down. Ere I forget, I believe Moonbrita has requested a gathering of the Scions. I assume there has been some progress concerning our efforts to combat the Ascians. Pray inform her that our business with the Ishgardians is concluded for the moment. I shall be along once I've completed my communications with the Crystal Braves. Sap batch. All done with your talk of dragons? Wonderful, because Ascians are next on the menu. Let's head into the Solars, shall we? It's just there.
Now that everything's calmed down a bit, relatively speaking I mean, I thought it might be a good time to share our progress on the weapon. I believe we're on the verge of a breakthrough.
Well, don't keep us all in suspense.
Just in case anyone's forgotten, let's start by reviewing what we already know. So, an Ascian is an immortal because its soul doesn't return to the ethereal realm when its host is defeated. Instead, it flees to the place that lies between our world and the void. Therefore, the first step to permanently defeating an Ascian is preventing its soul from making this journey. And if you recall, when we last gathered here, I had verified that white Eorzea has adequate capacity to entrap the beings, albeit only briefly.
Which left the small matter of their extermination.
Aye. To unmake an Ascian soul, one must needs smite it with a concentrated burst, or blade, of purest ether. However, we wanted for both the data and the means to forge such a weapon.
Short of experimenting on an actual Ascian, you see, there's no way to gauge how much ether its soul is made of. As such, we don't know what etheric density our blade needs to have in order for it to work.
So we'll just have to make the densest blade we can and hope for the best. Though that would require a lot of ether.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. Why didn't we think of this before? White Eorzea can hold an absolute heap of ether, can't it?
Please tell me you're joking. God's sakes, Ida. I feel as though I'm reliving the same scene over and over with you. How many times do you need to be told that white Eorzea cannot store ether for long periods?
A few more
In
times.
tangible matter, ether is given to dispersion. Only in its crystallized form is it a stable source of energy. I will test you later on this, so see to it you do not forget.
Right, yes. It's all coming back to me.
So our hopes rest on good old crystals again, do they? While they are certainly reliable, they leave something to be desired in the area of portability.
Indeed. I am reminded of the quantity of corrupted crystals required to thwart Leviathan, and the extraordinary lengths to which the Lamentsons went to transport them. What if it should prove that a similar quantity was needed to destroy an Ascian's soul? Or still more?
I do not envy the poor sod to lug all of that around, on the off chance that an Ascian appears.
That's the very problem we set out to solve. And I reckon we've found the answer. If it isn't practical to lug around the ether we need, we'll just have to draw upon another source. And the only viable source is the land.
If
Ah.
you mean to tap the Great River of Ether, know that it will entail considerable risk. Meddling with the currents may well induce a surge like to the one which despoiled Mordona.
Give me a bit more credit, will you? Why would we need to tap the river when there are veritable reservoirs jutting out all over the land? Aye, I speak of corrupted crystals. It might be that their aspect is out of balance, but a crystal's a crystal. It contains ether, and we can help ourselves to it.
While corrupted crystals are indeed abundant, there is no guarantee that they will be in close proximity at a crucial moment.
But what if we don't need them to be? What if we could tap their power from afar? A malm away, say? If we could do that, we'd have ready access to ether aplenty in almost every corner of Eorzea.
This sounds like a bad weapon in the wrong hands. For sure.
I've yet to put my theories to the proof, but I've got a good feeling about this. If no one has any objections, I'd like to see where this avenue leads.
If you think it's worth your while, you have my blessing. But tell us, what are your theories? I, for one, am most eager to understand the process, however vaguely.
I thought you might say that, but no one wants to listen to boring old theories all day, do they? I know I don't. So with your permission, I'd like to try something a bit more hands-on. I've already built an Etheric Siphon especially for this purpose, and I've been meaning to try it out. Thing is, the profusion of corrupted crystals in Mordona makes it something of a high-risk testing ground. If anything goes awry with the siphon, it would be better if it didn't happen within spitting distance of quite so much ether. Ideally, I need an isolated specimen. Does anyone know where I can find one?
May I suggest northern Thanalan? There you will find corrupted crystals of middling size, standing a reasonable distance apart. Ideal for your needs, I should have thought. Oh, and if you do elect to visit the place, I should be much obliged if you would assist me in another matter while you are in the area.
Has something happened?
Movement has been observed at Castrum Meridianum.
Uh-oh.
During Operation Archon, the Alliance dealt the stronghold a heavy blow. Its facilities were extensively damaged, and its garrison reduced to a fraction of its former strength. Not long after our forces withdrew, however, their ranks were replenished by reinforcements from Castrum's sentry. They now seek to rebuild, and to this end they have their sights set upon the ceruleum processing plant. Having lost the Empire's support, the 14th Legion lacks the resources to sustain itself. To them, this is a bid for survival, and they will doubtless fight like desperate men.
Jeez.
Though I have dispatched the Crystal Braves, I fear their strength alone may not suffice to stay the Imperial assault. I would request the Scion's aid in the defensive effort.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to inveigle us into fighting your battle with the promise of shiny crystals. Well then, consider me inveigled. I won't lie, the crystals you speak of sound perfect, so the Garleans have to go. Besides, we can't afford to beat about the bush. There's no telling when the Arceans will next appear.
Thine eagerness to hurl thyself into the jaws of danger cometh as little surprise. Exercise due caution, I prithee.
Though you have become a Crystal Brave, you are yet a Scion, Alphino. We could hardly refuse you.
Aw.
Pray, join the Crystal Braves and lend them your support. Thangred and Papalymo shall accompany you. Ida and Y'shtola, in the meantime I would have you assist Moonbreeder. Scout out the crystal clusters, that the testing may commence as soon as the Garlean threat has been eliminated.
If it please you, I shall continue mine own experiments on white Eorzea.
Thank you, Eorzea. Everyone, pray see to your preparations and depart as soon as you are able. Go well, and be safe.
Okie doke, we got ourselves a mission. It would seem that events have once more conspired to rob us of rest and recuperation. Though I would wish it otherwise, I must ask that you head straight away to the processing plant. The Fourth have already deployed to the area and await the arrival of the Scions. Will Red will brief you on the developing situation. Meanwhile, I must rendezvous with Captain Ilbert at our headquarters in Ul'dah. I shall take command of our forces there with a lighter heart, knowing that you go to support from the front lines. Or support the front lines. Your duties take you to northern Thanalan, do they not? We too must say our farewells to the Rising Stones for a time. Flamin travels to Ul'dah, and we shall serve as her escort. At my daughter's behest, I go to contact certain old acquaintances in the Gilded City. We're all going the same way. We are beset on all sides by civil unrest and imperial machinations, threatened by primals and troubled by dragons. We need all the allies we can muster. Many of my friends hold positions of power, you see, and it is my hope that they can be convinced to aid the Scion's cause. If past events have taught us anything, then we know Eorzea must present a united front, or we shall fall. Ah, how extraordinary that my little Acelia is involved in such far-reaching affairs. I am proud that I might now stand at her side not only as a mother, but also as a colleague. A colleague with influential connections, but I fear that Ul'dah has become a place of danger even for one so familiar with her streets. Bah, woe betide the blackguard that so much glares in your direction, my lady. You've got a hoary boulder. Ahaha, I shall be well protected, it seems. Shall we be on our way then? Send postcards. But I'm fairly certain exactly the same place we're going. Commander Levailleur sent word that you'd be coming. A veteran of your talents is most welcome. Not that I don't think we can handle the situation, mind you. I've learned a trick or two since that disaster with the Amal Jah. But returning to the task at hand, the Flames reconnaissance scouts have reported Imperial soldiers assembling at Raubon's Push. Such a force is likely interested in only one thing, getting their hands on the resources found here at the processing plant. The Garleans could begin marching on us at any time. Pray, speak with Lieutenant Edelstein that we might coordinate our counter-strategy. In the meantime, I will inform the others that you have arrived. No doubt it will be welcome tidings. Private Spankerson, my soldiers yet tell tales of your deeds during Operation Archon. Would that we could sit a while and reminisce about old times, but I fear more pressing matters require our attention. The civilian draftsmen, you see, have come across several highly suspicious crates within the boundaries of the processing plant. I had my sappers take a closer look, and our worst fears were confirmed. These boxes contain powerful explosive devices of Imperial design, no less. By my order, the Flames stationed here are conducting a thorough sweep of the compound as we speak. Though it troubles me that we were unable to apprehend the Imperial spy behind this, I have faith that our men will be able to neutralize the threat for now. In the meantime, our scouts bring troubling news on the latest movements of the Imperial Army. I would once again ask your aid. Yeah, you know, that's what I'm here for. We've been keeping a close eye on that Garlean garrison, and 'twould seem the Imperials have finally begun to mobilize. According to the reconnaissance report that just came in, the squads seen leaving the castrum are too few in number to effectively take and hold our position. They will likely mount a swift assault and focus on the acquisition of resources. I have, of course, also shared this report with the Crystal Braves. They've decided to take the field to meet this assault head-on. I have apprised your fellow scions of the situation, and I'm heartened to know that they will be joining the effort. Bray, report to Lieutenant Alian and lend your much welcome strength to the counter-offensive. There she is. Glad to have you with us, Spanky. As I'm sure Lieutenant Edelstein has explained, the Garleans have deployed a small force from Castrum Meridianum. Their main column assembles to the north near Dalman's Talons, but we've also spied several squads attempting to conceal themselves on the approach to the west. They wish you to rush forth and commit to battle with the main column, leaving the detached force free to raid the plant and pillage supplies. Not much of a strategy, but these are desperate men. Captain Ilbert? Greetings, Scion. I understand the commander bids you and your fellows come lend a hand to the Braves. With such mighty heroes at its disposal, the force should have little trouble contending with aught the Guardians might throw at them. But even you cannot be everywhere at once. The Third was getting restless holed up in Ul'dah, so I marched them out here to fill any holes in the plant's defenses and add to their numbers to your counter attack. This is totally the spy. Reinforcements are welcome. We've enough soldiers now to defy our own forces and safely engage the enemy far beyond the walls. Aye, 'twould be best to avoid staging a battle anywhere near this much ceruleum. Let's take this fight to the Garleans. A wise course, indeed. I shudder to think of the consequences should any of these storage tanks be exposed to fire. If there are no objections, the Scions shall join the Fourth and give the battle to the main column. You're with the Third, then, Warrior of Light. Your job will be to intercept these squads hiding out in the west and prevent them from reaching the processing plant. When you're ready to proceed, report to Lieutenant Yuyahase. His scouts should have a rough idea of where the Imperials have concealed themselves by now. Oh, we can't get around over there. A pleasure to be fighting at your side once more, Scion. Our operations invariably succeed when you're around, and victories are wont to pave the road to greater coin. Now, this detached force we've been sent to eliminate has split into smaller squads, the better to conceal themselves with the terrain hereabouts, I imagine. We'll need to split ourselves up as well to cover more ground, and make sure we root out all these would-be raiders. And seeing as you're an army unto yourself, I've assigned you your own areas to scour clean of enemy soldiers. Aye, this will be a simple search and destroy. We'll rendezvous back here when the task is done. Happy hunting, Scion. Let's see. Oh, there it is. No. Such an awkward place to be standing. Oh my god. Oof. We did it. What a warm up. Oh shit, there's another one. I think I did what I needed to do. You seem grim, Scion. I'll take that to mean that between us, more than a few Guardians won't be making it back to the castrum. These Imperials, though, they certainly made us earn our pay. I would be a happy man if I never had to tussle with another one of those Magitech orders. It is time we bid this war-torn land farewell. I will contact the Fourth and let Lieutenant Alian know West is now clear. I would appreciate it if you would do the same when you report to Lieutenant Edelstein. Who is over here. Oh, which is also right near where we are. I should have just kept the teleport going. I almost teleported this distance. Private Spankerson, what news of the Guardians? Their raiding parties are no more then? Excellent. The Amagina engineers will be most relieved to hear that the plant is no longer in any immediate danger. Thank you again for your assistance. You must be anxious for word from your fellows. Lieutenant Eliane has reported a sound victory over the main column and informs me that the Scions have already turned their attention to other duties. Children, what's going on? All but one, that is. Rugged-in lady with a large axe. 'Twould appear she has chosen to remain at the site of the battle. I know not what task keeps her from returning to civilization, but northern Thanalan is no place to wander alone, even for a capable sort such as her. I would certainly feel better about things if you could check in on her before you continue on your way. Ooh. Thank you. We got a juicy one, huh? Where's Moonbrita? Alright, why am I not going the right direction? Should have just always take the chocobo. I don't know why I don't do it. Always take the chocobo. Well, that could have been better.
Hold on, I won't be a second. The beast seemed peckish, so I gave it a taste of my axe.
Of course he did, honey.
I know. As Eorzea never tires of reminding me. An axe ill becometh the hand of a scholar. What can I say? I like axes. To hear my mother tell it, I came into this world holding one. And it's not as if it stopped me picking up a quill, is it? I often think of the man who introduced me to the joys of learning. He's one of the reasons I decided to come to Eorzea. Him and my excruciatingly stiff childhood friend. Considering how unalike we are, it's a wonder we ever got on.
Her hair stays exactly
It's a strange old place, isn't it?
in the same spot.
Aye, that ought to do it. So far, so good. At these concentrations, it shouldn't matter too much if something goes awry. Just enough ether to make it interesting. Did you see that? The way the crystal glowed? The siphon works, I'm happy to say. With a few refinements, it should satisfy our appetite for ether, which just leaves the small matter of forging our blade. I'm not sure how to go about it just yet, but I swear to find a way. I'll put a blade in your hands if it's the last thing I do.
Oh, is that so? Alright.
He senses me. A useful talent.
An Ascian, are they onto us?
By your brand, I see you are an Archon of Sharlayan, keeper of knowledge, seeker of truth. Meddler.
I don't know what the hell's you're saying, but I don't much like your tone.
Your instincts serve you well. But come, be not unsettled on my account. That lovely brow was not made for frowns. But I waste my breath.
Creepy.
Let me direct my words to one who understands them. We meet at last, warrior of light. I am Nabriales. And you have long been a thorn in my side. I suffered the overweening presence of Eorzea that men might host the power of gods, only for you to undo my hard work.
Oh, bugger.
Do settle down. You must concede that I acted in self-defense. But what's this? I do not sense the blessing of light. Oh dear. Could it be that frail Hydelin has forgotten her champion? This I did not foresee.
Yeah, well, we didn't foresee it either when it happened.
Light as you are no longer a threat. And better yet, the seal is broken. Now is the time to claim the staff. With it in my grasp, I shall rise above them all and take my place at Lord Zodiac's right hand.
Lord Zodiac?
What did that bastard want with us?
What time zone are you in, Chillwin? I might make some adjustments in the coming weeks. The schedule is a little up for grabs. What did that bastard want with us?
Nabriales, he calls himself. With charm like that, I'll bet he has maidens falling at his feet. Unconscious. What's this staff? You say just talking about it had the bastard
Central?
grinning like a brat
Good
on
to
his
know.
name day. Must be quite a staff.
I'm exploring doing some stuff a little earlier.
Oh, gods.
I gotta work out my
He means
schedule.
Tupsimati,
This is good to
Master
know.
Louis Suar's staff.
Tupsimati?
Minfilia's in danger. We have to get back to the Rising Stones.
Oh shit, this is what's hanging behind her desk. Alright, back to the Rising Stones. I'm in Pacific, so it's 10 after 9. Oh my god, I hope she's okay. Oh, she's totally not. You are here. Master Louis Suar's staff is kept in the soldier, isn't it? Quickly, now. Shit.
You two.
So, you were able to divine my intent. What now, warrior of light? Ah, but that name is no longer fitting. You have become decidedly dull, and quite incapable of barring my entry.
What do you mean?
You truly do not know? Then I suppose it is only right that I enlighten you.
Yes, please, someone.
The blessing of light kept you and your fellow meddlers safe. It was that which prevented my kind from entering your domain. My kind, I say, though it had no power over the likes of Elidibus and Eorzea. Being of this world, they could come and go as they please, while I could only look on. But I need look no longer. Now that the seal is gone, I mean to act. Unlike the others, I am not given to waiting. I shall take that staff and bring about the next rejoining.
Jeez, man.
Rejoining? Then it was your doing. The Isle of Val, the scholars, all of it.
You will not harm her!
Ugh.
Moonbreeder!
Did they just kill Moonbreeda?
Why must you insist on forcing my hand? Did you learn nothing from our last meeting? Ah, but I forget. My words fall upon deaf ears.
No, Moonbreeda.
Staff is but a broken relic, a memorial to the departed. What possible use could you have for it?
What use? You mean to say that all this time you kept the key, never knowing what it was you possessed? The staff Tupsimati, or rather the stone tablet it bears, is host to a great power. Together with the horn, it can be used to draw vast quantities of ether from its bearer's surroundings.
Oh, we were just trying to do exactly that.
How else do you think Louis Soir was able to invoke the power of the 12 without making them an offering of crystals?
Hey, what's up, Slizzard? The new 6 costy fair, which gets power of highest. Oh, okay.
Summoning requires not only prayer, but a profusion of ether. Even a child knows that.
If
Really?
I did not know before, you may be certain I do now. But above all, I know that we cannot allow this staff to fall into your hands. I will die before I let you take...
Insufferable woman. I would happily end your miserable life here and now. Alas, Elidibus would never let me hear the end of it. Very well. If you will not part with the staff, I will take you too.
Okay.
After them! Quickly! Before the rift closes!
I don't think the binding cool of Bagavat. I don't think I have. The Chrysalis is now available. It doesn't sound familiar. Like, will they go away? And am I about to finish AR? Or what are they? Bum 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 bum. Shit's going down. They're very story important. Oh, okay. Got it. Recommendation tickets. So how do we get to them? Because I'll tell you, I finished Final Fantasy 15 without realizing that going halfway through that annoying ass world at the end completes the story. They're the first normal raids in the game. Oh, gotcha. But they're extremely difficult. I'm down for extreme difficulty. Alright, well, let's... Unattuned. Wearing the Rising Stones. Maybe not yet. Oh, here we go, guys. Oh, this is like a... this is a serious 8-person situation. Yeah, full party. Strap in, guys. Here we go. No. Okay, sounds good. Oh, we're just right into it. Okay, there we go. Primal Awakening. Holy Moses. That was definitely an insta-death. We have to get the orbs. Alternate colors of the orbs. Like these orbs? Oh, that hurt. Oh, okay, I see. Sort of. I'm working on it, Blizzard. I'm working on the SmackDown, man. I'm telling you. Focus the ethereal chair. When it's spawned. Okay. There it is. Did I seriously just stand right in it? Okay. We're getting some feedback in the chat. Bags take meteors. Oh, we have to start at the beginning? Okay. Okay. How did I just die there? Oh my goodness. Dang, man. She's like, I'm fine. Nothing happened. It's not like we're in the upside down or anything like that. All right, we did it. That was trippy as hell. I think you were there and people there walked through that. I don't know how people do this on their first time.
Thank the 12.
Well, I guess just like this. Yes, thank the 12. Oh, we're not done yet.
You may have bested me this day, but what of the next? What of all the days to come? Remember, light no longer holds sway here. I may return whensoever I wish, again and again and again. Eventually, you will falter, and the staff will be mine. Until next time, Scions.
There will be no next time. This is the end.
What trickery is this? No. No! Cannot! No!
Use Tube Samati to gather ether. Quickly, before he breaks free! Concentrate! Call to mind the time you struck down La Habrea with the Blade of Light.
Ooh.
Why won't it work? Is it because we lack the blessing of light?
Mother Heidelin has forsaken us.
So much ether. And it still isn't enough.
Fools! No mortal prison can contain me. I shall make you pay for your insolence.
Please, Mother Heidelin, hearken to our plea. Lend us your divine light.
I don't know, I feel like it's the dragon who's coming instead.
Why can you not hear us? Do our words no longer reach you?
If only we had a bit more ether.
Moonbreeder, what are you doing?
Master Louisoix, I understand now. The choice you made.
Oh my god, is she gonna give her life?
In death, there is life. Farewell, Eorzea. You daft old...
Dude. Oh my god, Moonbreeder, you're breaking my heart.
Moonbreeder, no! You mustn't!
What? No! It cannot end! I am eternal! I am immortal!
Yeah, I know there's a lot of buffering on it with this one, and I'm not sure, especially when there's a lot of smoke.
Moonbreeder. She's gone.
We're getting a lot of cutscenes right now because we're sort of in between.
You did it, my friend. The Ascian is dead.
I know.
This device is a legacy of Moonbreeder's toils and sacrifice. I shall hold on to it for safekeeping.
Minfilia, are you all right?
I am.
But Moonbreeder.
Oh, we were surveying northern Thanalan when we received the distress call. We returned as swiftly as we were able.
It seems you have everything in hand, however.
What happened here? Where is Moonbreeder?
Well, about that.
She gave her life to temper the Blade of Light. I have no words.
Rather than await the inevitable, she took her fate into her own hands.
Does Eorzea know?
But you can tell him.
My friend, there is something I must tell you.
I heard all, my lady. The moon sinketh, taking her leave of the heavens. Yet her passing heraldeth the coming of a new day. Moonbreeder hath fulfilled her destiny, hath she not?
And you are still a virgin, Eorzea.
Long ago,
You should
far
have
across
said
the
something.
seas in the Sharlayan motherland, Moonbreeder and I did study under the sage tutelage of Master Louisoix. Full oft did he impress upon us that knowledge existeth to serve the greater good. This sentiment, however, was contrary to the nation's policy of neutrality, which censured intercedence in the affairs of foreign lands. In spite of vehement opposition, he founded the Circle of Knowing, and journeyed hitherto the heart of Eorzea. Through his noble sacrifice was the realm spared its doom. Yet this great soul, whom all should rightly have honored, was branded a pariah in his own land. His peers did accuse him of forsaking his duty as a man of learning, and of meddling in the course of history. When he left Sharlayan behind, Master Louisoix gave no word to signal his intent to Moonbreeder. Close as they were, as master and disciple, she was deeply wounded by the sudden exclusion from his confidence. Above all, however, she was confused. Try as she might, she could ill comprehend her master's motive. The slanders that were heaped upon him after his passing served only to inflame the turmoil within her. For years upon end, she knew not what to believe. Torn as she was twixt the man whom she revered and the man who forsook her and his duty both.
The Louisoix I knew would never forsake his duty, much less one of his own.
This I know full well, my lady. 'Twas not for want of love that Master Louisoix hid his intent. He but desired that Moonbreeder discover her own path, free of the shadow of his influence. Long did I contemplate revealing the truth to her, and long did I hold my peace. After all, was it not Master Louisoix's wish that she come to the truth unaided? I told myself it was, and resolved to let her suffer. Knowingly did I deny my friend the comfort she craved. And now she hath gone to her rest, with doubt still in her heart.
How will you live with yourself, Eorzea?
Speakest thou in earnest? Did Moonbreeder truly come to understand Master Louisoix's will before the end? The realization hath set her free. She may now find the peace which hath for so long eluded her. Oh, Moonbreeder, my dearest, how I shall miss thee.
Sad. Sad.
Moonbreeder gave her life that we might possess the means to defeat the Ascians. Her sacrifice must not be in vain. Let us continue her work on the Blade of Ether and see it to completion.
My lady, I would mourn Moonbreeder in mine own way. I beg your permission to return to the Waking Sands.
Granted.
Of course, my friend. Take all the time you require. We shall be here should you have need of us.
So that happened. Never have I seen Eorzea so utterly defeated. No one should be made to suffer such grief. We shall gather in the Sharlayan Manor to celebrate Moonbreeda's life and mourn her passing. As Moonbreeder was a native of Charlian, I feel it is only fitting that we gather before the Mark of the Scholar. Are you familiar with the stone? 'Tis a monument found at Rothfrost, and is sacred to Thaliak, guardian deity of the City of Learning. There shall we pray for our dear friend's soul and bid her a peaceful return to the light of the Mother Crystal. Okay. Alright, we are just going to attempt to fly straight there. While we take a little tour over the lovely plains of Mordona. Located to several school districts and at least 3 castra.
Forgive me, Moonbreeder. Had I been quicker or wiser, but I was not, and you paid the price. But you would not suffer us to wallow in our sorrow, would you? You would tell us to pick ourselves up and get on with it. And so we shall. We shall defend this realm and her people to the last.
Oh, hey.
Life for death, a fair exchange.
Dude, how about hello?
Other bargains will be struck.
Alright, respects are paid. To the Rising Stones. Oh, they won't let us jump on our desk. Very well. Though we have said our farewells, the pall of sadness is diminished but little. Forgive me. As antecedent, 'tis my job to be the pillar of strength for all others to lean upon. Yet I also believe the grief we feel now is precious in its own way, not to be lightly swept aside. Do you not agree, Spanky? I do agree. Why did you jump on the desk? Why not? It's as if a dagger has been thrust into my breast. But 'tis a pain we must learn to bear if we are to forge ahead with our duty. The battles we have fought have taken the lives of so many. Uiswa, Mumbrita, our fellows at the Waking Sands. Their spirit and dedication to our cause, however, will never be lost as long as we rise to fight once more. I hardly need remind you of this, of course. 'Tis for my own benefit that I repeat these words, a reaffirmation of mine own chosen path. If I do not rebuild the foundation of my resolve, I am like to collapse in a fit of weeping. My apologies again, Spanky. There's no other to whom I could display such weakness. What makes you think you could do it to me? You are my pillar of strength, and I fear I shall have need of your steadfast presence in the days to come. A victory won, a comrade lost. To honor the fallen, the living forge ever on, towards the light of a new day. That was prescient. Let's pop up to the bar and see if I can locate this quest name that you were talking about. Something about primals, right? Where do we go next here? I think it's actually back in here. Tataru is not around, hanging out. Have you a moment, Spanky? I believe Ida wished a word with you. I should consider it a personal favor if you would lend me a sympathetic ear to her troubles. She's not been herself since Moonbreeder's passing, and my heart aches to see her so downcast. Yes. I will be your rock. Oh, Ida. Hey, it's Spanky. Great. Oh, it's no use. I'm trying to stay positive, but it's just hard, you know? The thing is, I know Moen would tell me off if she saw me moping around like this. Which is why I decided to cheer myself up by getting her a special flower. I placed an order for a moon daisy with Rowena a little while ago, and it's ready to be picked up. Trouble is, I find Rowena a bit difficult at the best of times, and, well, this isn't one of them. I know it's silly, but I just can't face it at the moment. So I was wondering, do you think you could maybe collect it for me? I have the coin to pay for the flower right here. Thank you so much. I'll be waiting for you and the daisy at Wrathfrost. It's like, how about a little extra for my time? I'm running your errands. What can I do for you today, adventurer? Eldritch trinket to trade? Yes indeed. She seems so pleasant. They got you running errands now? Them scions really know how to make the most of your talents, don't they? Sending the savior of Eorzea to the bleeding market. Find and use your time, that is. Seriously though, you'd be best to learn how to say no, or they'll have you mucking out the chocobo stables next. You know, I thought about this. Anyway, what was it you were here to pick up? The moon daisy, was it? Here then, take it. Until that Ida lasts, I got a wide selection of headwear in stock if she ever decides to replace that dowdy old mask of hers. God knows she needs to. Oh, I see. Wrathfrost. That is a long way from here. It's beautiful in the fog fens. Oh, that's some shit back there. Whatever that is. Oh, and this is the edge of the map. Oh, Rowena can be so annoying. She just will not take no for an answer. Every time I visit her, she insists I replace my visor with something more fashionable. And when I tell her I like it just fine the way it is, she says it again, and then again, and then again. It drives me crazy. What I mean to say is, I really appreciate you doing this for me. So anyway, let's see it. Brita loved these things, you know. I hope that somehow she knows I'm still thinking of her.
I'll never forget you, Moon. None of us will.
Oh, not Moon. Got it.
The song riseth to a crescendo.
Dude, read the room, man. It's like the biggest wet blanket.
Is that what I think it is?
Hello, can you hear me? We have received grave tidings from Ishgard. Pray return to the Rising Stones at once.
We are out of this weird place, but I think we'll be back. My apologies for the interruption. I was deeply saddened to learn of Moonbreeda's passing. Your loss will sorely be felt. Alas, recent developments in Ishgard leave us little time to mourn. The envoy from Kurthis will soon arrive, and we must hasten to hear her report. The envoy is here. Sir? Thank you for receiving me at such short notice. Time is of the essence, so I would forego the usual pleasantries, if I may. Certainly, you come with news of the Dravanians? Aye, the dragons have begun their attack in earnest. The first wave reached the Central Highlands a short while ago, and battle was joined soon thereafter. Sir Aemeric himself sallied forth with a contingent of temple knights and several companies of noble houses' finest. Though the beasts were ultimately forced into retreat, our victory, if such it may be called, came at the cost of many of our own. Too many. We will not withstand a second wave should the Dravanians renew their assault. You paint a grim picture, my lady. It is reinforcements you seek, then? We do. Though it pricks our pride, it is plain we cannot protect Ishgard, with our ranks thus thinned by the Horde. Sir Aemeric would meet with you to discuss the possibility of enlisting your aid. Very well, I shall depart for Kurthis at once. I must warn you, however, that the involvement of the Crystal Braves is by no means assured. Our commitment to quelling the unrest in Ul'dah must take precedence. It is with such contingencies in mind that I must make another request. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are known for sharing close ties with all three of the grand companies of Eorzea. Would you consent to plead our case to their leaders? Though I will gladly appeal to the grand companies on your behalf, I dare not promise a favorable reply. You need say no more. Considering our past dealings with the Eorzean Alliance, I can well imagine how our plea will be received. But the fate of Ishgard hangs in the balance. We must explore every avenue still open to us, no matter how unpromising. I see, very well. I shall send envoys to each of the allied nations and have them present your request directly to the heads of the Grand Company. In the event that your plea does receive a favorable answer, note that any support is certain to be conditional. Demands will be made of Ishgard. That is only to be expected. Rest assured I will speak with Sir Aemeric's authority in this matter, and that our actions are fully sanctioned by the Holy See. Which brings me to my final request, a personal appeal to you, Warrior of Light. The Lord Commander much desires to speak with you, regardless of your fellow's involvement. You faced mid-guard somewhere and survived. Anything you can share of your experience may yield us an advantage over our foe. Well, he is living inside of me. Thank you. You wear the mantle of the hero well. 'Twould seem the road leads us both to Camp Dragonhead. Seek me out when you arrive, Spanky. Her again.
The sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. Only then will the cycle be broken.
Oh my goodness. Shiva?
Brothers and sisters of the heavens, we raise our voices and join you in the chorus. The sinner's feeble magics are undone. Come, claim your retribution.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What a mess. It seems I was the swifter, Spanky. You too have arrived with time to spare, for our host is yet to make an appearance. The murmurings about camp tell of some manner of trouble at the gates of judgment. In the Lord Commander's absence, I suggest we visit the place and find out what is afoot. Oh, I've been here. Suspected Dragoon. Heretic scum! How dare they meddle with our divine protections! I shall rid our nation of their blasphemy, even if it means cutting them down one by one. We need not fret over much. There are several yet layers of arcane protection that shield the city from invasion. Mother will be fine. When I laid eyes upon Lady Iceheart, I felt the marrow freeze within my bones. A bothered bowman? The gates of judgment are much more than mere doors. They are the outermost layer of Ishgard's magical wards. If our first line of defense can be so easily shattered... would seem the heretic struck first, and the most telling blow against Ishgard. Scions, we expected you at Camp Dragonhead. My apologies. We chanced to hear there had been trouble at the gates and thought it prudent to investigate the cause. Then you have learned of the heretic's treachery. Lady Iceheart led a force of her followers against our defenders and came close enough to dispel the first of our wards. But let us speak more of this back at camp. Sir Aymeric awaits you. Ties, what's going on? Lady Iceheart has grown bold indeed if she would risk direct action against the city. Come, let us do as we were bid and return to Camp Dragonhead. Lord Horchefant will know where Sir Aymeric means to receive us. Right in the foyer. Oh, really? It had your name on it. I went looking through to find a clip, and the clip that you had made, or it said that you had made, was the best one, so I figured I'd just post it up. So if you accidentally took the best clip of the night. 'Tis reassuring indeed to behold the countenance of a friend when one's homeland teeters upon the very brink of disaster. Though a single misstep could send us plunging into the abyss, your heroic presence stokes the flame of courage within my heart. Ah, but you did not come to Dragonhead to listen to my prattling. The Lord Commander has arrived and would treat with you in the intercessory. Greetings, sir. Shall I show you inside? Yes, please. I thank you for coming with such haste, and apologize for my absence. Suffice it to say, Lady Iceheart and her heretics have much to answer for. Yes, we are but recently returned from the gates of judgment ourselves. Given the circumstances, we quite understand if you would prefer to postpone our appointed audience. On the contrary, Master Alphanon, I think it more important than ever that this meeting take place. Are you accidentally clipped it without knowing it? Well, it turned out to be the best because it rocked that awesome alt in it. Rest assured, I shall return to my post on Ishgard's walls the moment our business is concluded. Before we move on to the subject of reinforcements, however, I would introduce you to a close friend and stalwart ally, Estinian. This is an old friend of ours, isn't it? Who is this? May I present to you Ishgard's Azure Dragon? A Dragoon. Oh, gotcha. Oh, well, I wanted to give you a shout out since I was using your clip. An impressive title, though I confess I know precious little of the Order of Dragoons. They are formidable warriors all, yet even among such matters of the lance, Estinian is without equal. He, out of all the warriors of Ishgard, was chosen to wield the power of dragons, and may thus contend with any Dravanian. You flatter me overmuch, Lord Commander. So you are the adventurer of whom they spoke. I see now why my blood fair sang in anticipation of our meeting. Well, now that we have all been introduced, let us proceed to the matter at hand. I would share with you what we have learned of Iceheart's design, as confessed by the heretics taken captive after the assault on the gates. You got it. Absolutely. It would seem that Lady Iceheart and the Dervanians share a common goal, the reclamation of Nidhogg's stolen eye. Nidhogg, one of the 7 great wyrms. His name features prominently in your nation's history. Though once defeated by the hero Haldrath, the beast is said to have terrorized Kurthis since Ishgard's founding. Aye, many of the scars our walls bear from Nidhogg's relentless efforts to raise the city. The trophy Haldrath plucked from the bested Wyrm's skull, known simply as the Eye, the treasured relic of Ishgard and one possessed of untold power. No, you were welcome to do that. I posted it up on on my socials today anyway. Should it ever be returned to Nidhogg, the dread creature would be restored to the height of its strength, and then no wall or ward we could erect would be stout enough to deny him. My vengeful son hath waged war against Ishgard for 1,000 years. No mortal mind could comprehend the depths of his rancor. The eye itself is secreted deep within the vault. It is kept under heavy guard, surrounded at all times by men and women who have proven their loyalty to the Holy See. But those stout walls and sharp blades may suffice to discourage the heretics. The dragons are another matter. There are individuals within the Dervanian horde whom an entire company of knights would labor to repel, to say nothing of Nidhogg himself. Nor does age rob them of their strength. Through the endless march of years, the dragons endure, patient, calculating, inexorable. You must understand, these creatures do not share our perception of time. And that is especially true of the great worms. They who spend centuries in slumber, only to wake and resume their campaign, as if mere hours had passed. It has been 20 years since Nidhogg last darkened our skies. 20 years for him to gather his strength and for us to bolster our defenses. Now, just as he seems primed to return, the heretics strike at the gates. You believe the Lady Iceheart is in league with the creature, then? Of that, we cannot be certain. Though we know the heretics covet the eye, we have been unable to determine their plans for it. Such questions aside, we must needs address the ragged hole the mistress has seen fit to rend in Ishgard's protections. 'Tis a weakness the Dervanians are not like to leave untested. So it would seem. You have described your plight in admirable detail, Lord Commander. But I cannot help but wonder at your candor. Why share such sensitive information with us? Examples of food. I shall speak plain. Ishgard has need of allies, and I would have you bolster our front lines in readiness for the coming battle against the dragons. This much I expected. Unlike our arrangement concerning the Keeper of the Lake, however, you only stand to benefit from our assistance in this matter. Fail to see why we should intervene in a conflict which concerns only Ishgard and Dravania. When the Eorzean Alliance requested Ishgard's assistance during Operation Archon, you refused us. Does it not seem grossly unjust to demand that we now risk our lives in your private war? Make no attempt to defend my country's conduct. I only ask that you consider what would follow were Ishgard to fall. Having razed our city to the ground, a horde would have little cause to linger, and most would return to their lairs in Dravania. Soon thereafter, the ruins of Kurthis would be buried in snow, and the land would become the sole province of beasts and beasts. Until the Garlean's arrival, that is, for you may be certain that the Empire would not hesitate to claim Kurthis. They would not even have to draw steel. Never try jalapeno cheesy filled meatloaf. That's so spicy. An imperial province sharing a border with Mordona? 7 hells. Ahem. Very well. We will assist you in repelling the dragons. The roar of a great worm may have shaken the firmament, but we of Eorzea will not abandon our Ishgardian brothers to face the coming horde alone, even though we were just about to. Nor did I ever think you would. Now, upon the matter of the roar, allow me, Sir Aymeric. Through the power of the Eye, I have become the vessel of Nidhogg's strength. His essence has stolen into my very blood. Fear not, I am in full control of my faculties, I assure you, and the Eye itself is of no relevance to this tale. It is not essential that I bear it with me wheresoever I go. Its lingering influence does, however, allow me to hear Nidhogg's voice. Ghost peppers? Aren't those extremely hot peppers? Then the worm who roared was Nidhogg. Aye. He means to hurl his horde against Danafin's collar and shatter the remaining wards that protect the city. There can be no doubt the worm has summoned his minions to war. Alright, war with the dragons. Alfino, save us. Though the circumstances are far from ideal, this desperate endeavor will at least provide us an opportunity to bring the Sisters of Eorzea, sister states, together in a common cause. Sir Aymeric was more ruthless in his negotiations than I had anticipated. I suppose one must give no quarter when one's home is at stake. But did you see the look on his face when he formally requested our assistance? Though the Lord Commander has long campaigned for Ishgard to open its gates to outsiders, I suspect the softening of the Holy See's attitude towards foreign cooperation comes as something of a bittersweet victory. The days ahead promise to be interesting indeed. If we are to aid the Ishgardians in this war of theirs, preparations will have to be made, and soon. Before proceeding, however, we must needs return to the Rising Stones and make our report to the antecedent. The most spicy ones are Carolina Reapers. I don't think I've heard of those. Alright, see you in a sec.
Alfino, it is good to see you. Tell me, what have you learned?
Pray summon the others. Everyone must hear my report.
Uh-oh.
So this was all but a taste of what's to come.
Indeed. The main host advances upon Ishgard as we speak.
Whose vaunted defenses have been nullified.
Shorn of its wards, the city will bear the full force of Nidhogg's fury.
All those people.
Alfino is right. The Dravanians cannot be allowed to prevail. If Ishgard falls, all of Eorzea will suffer the consequences.
Then you agree that we have no choice but to intervene. For the good of the realm, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn and the Crystal Braves must join the defense of Ishgard.
Let there be no ambiguity about what has been proposed. We would be directly intervening in the war. But if all here believe the cause to be just, then to war we shall go.
Okay.
The path we now embark upon is perilous. but I pray you will walk with us to the end. For those we have lost, for those we can yet save.
Then it is settled. I shall inform the Council of our intentions, and request that they contribute their own forces to the defense of Ishgard.
Ice cream place, I think they sell such strong chili ice cream that you need to sign a consent form? Oh my god, that sounds intense. I've bid the Archons to travel to their assigned nations. Should the members of the Alliance agree to pledge Grand Company soldiers to Ishgard's cause, our comrades would be on hand to act as intermediaries for the duration of the conflict. Small matter of persuading the Alliance leaders to grant such support, I leave to Alfino. For you, my friend, a different task awaits. I would have you reach out to your fellow adventurers and gather what allies you may for the coming siege. Also have you consider the matter of our own security. Revenant's Toll is but a short flight from the snowfields of Kurthis. It is not unimaginable that the fighting may spill across the border. Pray, brief Slaftborn on the brewing conflict and discuss potential contingencies. The frontier settlers must be prepared for aught that might wing its way over our walls. I only hope that such precautions prove unnecessary. Before you leave, might I suggest that you have Tataru accompany you? She has a talent for administration. From grasp the practical challenges we may encounter. I love hanging out with Tataru. We are rather close to Kurthis, aren't we? We'd be best to see our own defenses and take stock of our supplies. We also need to have beds and bandages laid out just in case. A good receptionist is ready for any eventuality, so let's go, Spanky. 101 things to discuss with Slaftborn. I don't think it was any of these. I appreciate the warning. If war is coming to Kurthis, then the toll must be made ready. I'll increase the number of patrols and lookouts immediately. I'll also see about finding room for an infirmary, as well as temporary housing for victims of the conflict. Ishgard has done well by us in the past, and I would return the favor. But as for rounding up volunteers and the fighting itself, I'm afraid I must disappoint you. I will not send my fellow guild members to die on Ishgardian soil, and I'm certain headquarters will say the same. There will be no official Adventurers Guild presence at the siege. That said, each adventurer is of course free to do as he or she will. I shall have a word with some of my more capable colleagues on your behalf, and you might try your luck here in Revenant's Toll. I dare say there are a few stout souls about town who will answer your call to arms. Well, cranky pants. Let's get started, shall we? We have a town to rouse. Hello, accomplished adventurer. Spare me your talk of glory and fame. I'm not in the habit of volunteering for lost causes. I survived this long by trusting my instincts, and my instincts tell me to stay well away from Ishgard. Ishgard sounds like she's in a right mess, but that ain't what I want to talk to you about. I needed you to cast your mind back to that scuffle with the Empire out by the processing plant. A lad from Little Alamigo by the name of Wilred was there with the fort that day, and I want to know if you've seen him since. Have you? No? God damn it, I feared as much. No one's bloody seen him. It's like the ground opened up and swallowed him whole. But that ain't all. Around the time Wilred stopped turning up for duty, and black market weapons went missing from our vault in Ul'dah. So now, of course, half the Braves suspect the lad of making off with the goods. Folk like to believe our company is a disciplined fighting force, but as you and me both know, it's still no more than a motley crew of mercenaries, adventurers, and Grand Company veterans. The only thing that binds us together is some vague oath about fighting for the freedom of all. That and the steady pay. Now, compared to most others with this crew, Wilred's a fresh-faced novice, a bleeding whelp amongst wolves. But the boy's got passion. When he talked about being a guardian of Eorzea, he bloody well meant it. A lad like him wouldn't rob us blind and bugger off like that. He ain't the type. And then, and this is just between you and me, mind, there's the fact that the lad wanted to tell me about something queer he noticed in the ledgers. Something about the Braves' numbers not adding up. Aye, there's a villain at the end of this trail I've stumbled on, and I'll bet me good eye it ain't young Wilred. Any road, you've got a war to wage, so I'll let you get on. Just thought someone should know. I'll be seeing you, Spanky. Will I be seeing you? I have a feeling that you might wind up dead next. They're over there. An adept adventurer. So Ishgard seeks sellswords to bolster its ranks, eh? Though I'm not sure I like the sound of the siege. These nobles will surely be generous with their rewards. But I have pledged myself to guard Revenant's Toll. Modest work though it is, I am loath to break the terms of my contract. What to do, what to do. Selling blade to the Ishgardians? Well, them dragons are a fearsome lot, but I'd slay me fair share if the coin was good. I've worked for one of them knights before, you know. Watched me like a bloody hawk, he did. Still, I'd put up with the worst than that for a heavy purse. An angular adventurer. Volunteer my services in defense of Ishgard? I think not. Dragons claim the lives of every one of my brothers. I do not mean to offer them mine. It was to escape such a fate that I took up the mantle of adventure in the first place. I would sooner die in the pursuit of fortune than huddled behind an icy wall. Very well. So, at best, we've got someone who might break their contract. There you are, Spanky. Did you sway any hearts? 1 or 2, eh? Well, added to mine, that makes 3 or 4, not including Slapthorn's friends. We won't have the largest company in the army, but I'd say one of Revenant's Toll's veteran is worth a dozen clanking knights at least. Oh, I've been so caught up with recruiting that I almost forgot. There's been word from Alphino. Apparently, the Alliance leaders are convening in Ul'dah to discuss Ishgard's plight. And they've requested your presence, as usual. Anyway, you'd best make your way to Ul'dah or you'll be late. Alphino said that he would meet you on the Royal Promenade. Why did this go so weird? Oh, hang on. My apologies for calling you away from your tasks. I'd hoped to proceed with these negotiations one leader at a time, but it seems my urgent request for an audience have prompted a gathering of the council. Oh, well, we're gonna have some frame problems in this room, I have a feeling. Needless to say, I felt obliged to attend. The Alliance leaders are already seated within. Let us join them, shall we?
We are well aware of Ishgard's dilemma, and we agree with your assessment.
Then I trust there are no objections to the Crystal Brave's intervention.
Ul'dah has none.
Gridania does not object.
The Crystal Braves are yours to command, Alphino. Do what you will. We shall pray for your success.
It was my hope that you would offer more substantial aid than prayer. I know it is within your means.
Do not presume that you have knowledge of our every concern. The Garleans and the Beast Tribes are but 2 of many. We are not in a position to contribute greatly to the defense of Ishgard, not when our own homes are still under siege.
We dare not leave our interests in Cartano undefended as well. Telegi Adalegi and his ilk would seize control of the territories in our absence.
The enemy is at their gates, and you would cower behind yours?
No one is cowering, boy. We will offer what support we can.
Aye, support. A handful of men and no more.
Would that we could commit more than a token force to this cause. Yet there are others to whom you might turn. The free companies ever want for work.
Ah, yes. The free companies. They're not like to turn you down.
I beg your pardon? You would entrust the survival of Ishgard to sell swords?
That's what we're doing.
Crises like these are the very reason why this alliance was formed. It is our duty to aid our fellow man.
My duty is to my country and my people. If you expect us to place the welfare of a foreign power above our own, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Lest you doubt, Limsa comes first, then the Alliance, and finally, circumstances permitting, Ishgard and the rest. If you cannot understand so simple a concept, then you have no place at this table.
Oh, snap.
Forgive me, Admiral. I was careless in my choice of words.
I suggest you assemble a party of elite adventurers, assuming you haven't already. Your fellows served us well during Operation Archon. I dare say they will do so again. If I may, Your Grace, I wish to propose a redistribution of forces. If we entrust the security of Uldar to the Brass Blades for a time, we can dispatch a larger force to Ishgard. Your Grace?
Is she dead?
Yes. Yes, of course. Do what you will.
Is Her Grace not feeling well?
To the best of my knowledge, Her Grace is in perfect health.
I see.
Once again, I owe you an apology. It seems you have been conscripted into leading a contingent of adventurers on yet another mission of inestimable danger. But I fear we have been left with very little alternative. We cannot well abandon Lord Horshaphon and Sir Himeric to their fate. We must abide by the Council's decision, as short-sighted as it is, and strive to fulfill our roles as Eorzea's guardians. Captain Ilberd, what news? Then the assault has begun? Yeah, but this moment concluded our audience with the Alliance leaders. Move our forces into position. Your unit will join House Durandare at the Steel Vigil. Man the cannons alongside the knights, and thin the Dravanian horde ere they descend upon Ishgard. I will join you as soon as I am able. Spanky, I would have you and your adventurer allies bolster the defenses of the Steps of Faith. Report to Sir Marcelin at the Gates of Judgment. He will direct you to where you are needed most. May the gods grant us victory. May indeed. You are the appointed captain of the sellsword contingent? Then welcome. There is no shortage of blade work to be done. As we speak, Dravanian skirmishing parties are harrying positions across the Central Highlands. I was assigned the Crystal Braves and your fellow adventurers to contain these scattered attacks, and for the present, I would have you join them. This is, of course, merely a precursor to the assault on Ishgard proper. The wily serpents seek to divide and confuse our forces, but we will not be so easily drawn out of position. The Temple Knights will remain on the steps of faith and continue our preparations. When the Horde arrives in force, they shall face a wall of Ishgardian steel. Report back to me once their advanced skirmishers are slain. Okay, well, we will go take care of that. Itching for a fight. Excuse me. Wait, I don't want the assault weapon. Oh no, did I go too far? Fuck. All right. Oh, there's more? Oh my goodness. We did it. Oh, that didn't do it? Oh. Brutal. We are nowhere near where we need to be. Ooh. Alright, well, I think that we're going to need to put some work into that one. But that will be a project for another night. I'm going to leave it here. A little weird place to leave it, but such it is. Mr. Slizzard, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. Mr. Size, you there? Appreciate it. Children, always a pleasure. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. I appreciate it. And I'll be back tomorrow.